What's the one gun you have to bring out every time you shoot because it's just too damn fun? For me, it's the Springfield Prodigy. Springfield Prodigy. It's a double stack 9mm 2011 style platform here. Now, my example here is the 5-inch comp model, which has a chunk compensator in the barrel here. And man, this gun is just truly a blast to shoot. This is the only gun that I can say almost everybody that shoots it turns around when they're done and just has a big grin on their face. This gun is a little expensive, but I would say it's worth it to get something that really just makes you happy. Price range on this here usually runs about $13. Sometimes it goes higher, sometimes it goes lower, depending on where you buy it. We got a fresh target set up over there. We're gonna see what kind of accuracy we can get with this. And just for a disclaimer here, I do have a red dot on this. Some Prodigies do come with a red dot, but it is not this one. It comes with a Springfield Zone red dot. I think it's a Hex Dragonfly or something. Well, let's see what we can get going here. Don't you just hate empty butane cans? Well, there's those done. Let's get back on target, see if we can get more in our group in here. As you can see, it is a very accurate firearm. Let's go check out the target here, see what we're working with. Well, as you can see, it's maybe not the most accurate shooting of all time, but if we're being honest here, that's on me and not the gun. But look at those destroyed butane bottles. They never stood a chance. Well, let's get to loading here. Springfield Prodigy for me is, while it's expensive, I think it's one of the better budget 2011s that you can buy. You know, obviously staccatos are very expensive. I think even the cheapest model is generally running around $2,300-$2,400, and for this to come in at more or less $1,000 cheaper, it definitely makes it a nice option to get. There's a lot of pistols on this market, especially in the last year or two. It seems like 2011s have really skyrocketed in popularity. But some of the options are a little cheaper than this, but do not really have the same fit, finish, and quality. And the Prodigy is a great mix of budget and shootability. Now, obviously, I do have a flashlight on this too, which definitely helps keep the muzzle down. But even before I had that, this thing was still the most absurdly flat shooting gun that I've ever shot. And the Springfield Prodigy did get some hate in the past. The earlier models were not known for having the best reliability, but they've fixed a lot of those issues with the newer ones, which the compensated models are the newer. Technically, you could call it like a Gen 2 Prodigy. It might not have the same hand fit feeling that a staccato does, but as far as shooting it, your results are going to be, I think, shockingly similar. Now, I've talked a lot about how this thing is a real flat shooter, and that really helps with quick follow-up shots. So we'll demonstrate that here now. something else that really helps with quick follow-up shots beyond that compensator is the trigger. And the trigger is really one of the make or break things on a handgun, for me at least, and the Prodigy does not disappoint in that aspect. Trigger pull weight comes in at, I think, right around, depending on yours, sometimes it varies, but it's generally about 2.5 pounds from factory. And the trigger is very crisp. You've got just a teeny bit of take up there, just that much. Really solid wall. And then the reset, very short right there. Despite what some people said about the Prodigy having metal injection molded parts, including some related to the trigger, I believe the sear spring is, it really has held up good for me. I think I have probably in the around 2,700 round range, and if anything, it's just gotten better with time. One thing that I will say about the Prodigy is, from factory, you're probably going to deal with a little bit of kind of a goop after you shoot it, because they go very hard on the Cerakote, and you kind of just have to shoot it until it'll clearance itself out, which took me maybe 2 range day trips, and after that it's just shot flawlessly. I don't think I've had a single failure to feed or anything in the last 2,000 rounds. So highly recommend this firearm. And you know, this one right here, I've got this flared magwell from EGW and the Holliston 507 comp. The Prodigy you can use for a competition gun. You know, really, you could throw a couple $100 worth of parts at it and a red dot and have something that shoots really, really nice, very close to a staccato. Even if you get a $300 ignition kit for this thing with new trigger, that'll really help it become even closer to a staccato, and you're still going to be cheaper than a staccato. You're still going to have hundreds of dollars to throw towards ammo and training, which is as important as anything else, really more important. So let's just do some more shooting for you guys. This thing is so easy to keep on target. It's kind of absurd. And it feels so smooth. Like I said, this gun just puts a smile on your face every time. So, the Prodigy from factory comes with 2 mags. You get the 17 round mag, and then you get one 20 round mag. And these are honestly, as far as pistol mags go, not the most expensive, but I think they run about $35 to $45 depending on where you get them. Something else to note for the Prodigy, from factory, you only get one optics plate, and that one optics plate is cut for Dr. footprint, which there's really not a lot of big name brand modern optics that are cut for that. And that is one downside, because you will need to purchase another optic plate, and those will run you about $100. So just something to note. It's definitely not a make or break for me, especially with everything else you get with the Prodigy for the price. It's a very good option. There's a lot of other options for Prodigies too. You can get them in a 4.25 inch barrel configuration, and I believe they even just came out with a 3-point-something inch very small carry version, which is an appealing option because shootability on these is really hard to beat. So if you can deal with having a gun that's maybe a little bit wider than some others for carrying, you're going to be dead nuts on target when you're shooting with this thing. Obviously the 5-inch and the 4.25 inch are the main options here, and both of those come with the compensator as an option. Well, I'm going to hand this off to Comrade Cody behind the camera here, and we'll get some more footage, different perspective on it.
I'm so happy that I've been blessed and my friend got this gun for me to shoot. It is really a blast, and I daily a Glock, so this compared to the Glock is like tenfold, way better. Flat, nice trigger. Oh, it just comes ready to go. Never gets old. Never. It's got really nice safety right here. Reliable, not super light. You're not gonna accidentally turn it off. Flick it on when you're shooting in the middle of it. It's nice and tucked away. Fits your hands like a dream. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, I could shoot this all day long. No problems. As a Glock fanboy, this you can just pick up and get right to work with it. Super easy to understand, especially if you already know 1911s. There's nothing special to it. Let's do a few more rounds, get some more feel into it, let you know how I think afterwards. So flat. So awesome, man. If you haven't gotten your hands on one of these, you need to as soon as possible. Put some rounds down range and tell me that you don't think the same thing. I'll be super surprised.
Well, as you can see, even somebody that primarily just shoots Glocks for handguns, he, is right at home shooting a Prodigy. This thing is just a dream to shoot. Let's do one last mag here, and then we'll have some final thoughts on it. Well, to wrap things up here, the Springfield Prodigy is one of the best budget 2011s that you can get, and it's a very competitive gun for the price. There's a lot of other options on the market, but this is probably one of the best bang for your buck 2011s that you can get. I mean, like we've said before, trigger is just great, and especially the compensated model, this thing just stays right on target. And if you have another gun and you want to get something similar to this, you're probably going to have to do a bunch of aftermarket modifications. Then you might start running into reliability issues, having to change out your recoil and mainsprings. And with this, it just works from factory. All in all, this is truly one of our favorite guns we've ever shot on the channel here, and we're just happy to be able to share this content with you guys. So like and subscribe, and be sure to check back, because we're going to be having more content on the Prodigy and more content on a lot of other stuff too. Thanks for watching, guys.